Hi beautiful people! Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Joy. Before anything else, let me wish you all a happy Christmas. This is my final check-in for the 25 in 2025 project plan. I started this project with 25 products and I rolled new products in as I rolled products out after reaching 25 uses. In my previous check-in, I stopped rolling in new products, and at that point, I had 19 products left in the project. And these are the products left in the project. I had already reached 25 uses on 67 products. For this final update, I really pushed myself to hit 25 uses on 12 more products, bringing my total to 79 products with 25 uses. My original goal was 75 products, so I'm very happy that I managed to exceed that and reach 79. I also completed several categories in my inventory where I was able to use every product in that inventory 25 times. For this update, I'll first share the products where I hit my goal and then the products I didn't reach 25 uses. And finally, I'll do a full project recap. The products I hit the goal on are this NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. I was at 20 uses in my last update. I used this 5 times to get me to 25 uses. Then, the Color Collection Bullet Lipstick. This one, the shade is Vintage. I was at 13 uses. So, just 12 uses to get to 25. Then, the Mary Kay Blush. This one, I was already at 18 uses. So just 7 uses to get to 25. The Beauty Now and Next, this one, I was already at 22. So this one, I was confident I'll hit 25 uses because I just needed 3 uses, as well as this one. This is the Lucky Beauty Lip Stain. The shade is One More Chance. I was already at 17 uses. And I knew I'd hit 25 uses for this one because this is my second update for this product. So this was actually added into the project quite late in the project. Then the lip liner, this one, Beauty Glaze, and this is the Mocha Brown. I was only at 5 uses. So I needed 20 uses and I managed to do that. It was actually a lip liner I am reaching for a lot. As well as this one, I hit 25 uses. This one, I was already at 14 uses. So just 11 uses to get to 25. Then for this black eyeshadow from Baxi, I was using this as an eyeliner. I was just at 4 uses. So I've been focusing on this one to get to 25 uses. For this Lord & Berry lip liner, this was also something I was making sure that I reach for over the Beauty Glaze Mocha Brown because I just needed 3 uses. I was already at 22 uses. Then from this Desert Oasis palette, I am working on this highlighter. The name is Bliss. I was at 10 uses and I used this 15 times to get to 25. I actually enjoyed using that one. And then for this Vice Cosmetics press powder, this one, I was at 12 uses. And I said in my last update that when I reach 25 uses, probably the word Vice in here will no longer be visible, but it still is visible. I don't know if it shows in the camera, but there's still the word Vice. And the last product I hit goal on is from this palette. This is the Sunkissed blush. And I hit goal on the matte shade. The matte shade, I was already at 10 uses. So I just needed to work on this for 15 times to get to 25 versus this shimmer side. I was only at 6 uses in my last update. So I needed 19 uses to get to 25, and I only managed to use this 13 times, so I'm at 19 uses. So that's one product I didn't hit goal on. This one also I didn't hit goal on, this Cover FX. I was at 3 uses in my last update, and I just used this 3 times for this check-in. This LA Girl Pro Coverage, this is the product I still have in the project that was actually added earlier on. So amongst the products I've shown you earlier, this one was there the longest, and I still didn't hit goal on this one. I worked on this 15 times in my last update, and for this check-in, I used this once. The banana powder, this one, this is from Bella Pier. I worked on this 3 times for this check-in. I was at 5 uses in my last update, so 8 uses in total. This Essence Pure Nude Highlighter, in my last check-in, I was at 7 uses. And for this check-in, I used that 5 times, bringing me to 12 uses. This Wet n Wild Bullet Lipstick, this one I was at 8 uses. I've only used this twice. The shade of this one is Breeze. And lastly, the lip liner, also from Beauty Glaze. I haven't really been reaching for this because I'm focusing on the Mocha Brown. The shade of this one is Taupe Pink. I used this once for this check-in. I was at 3 uses in my last check-in. So a total of 4 uses for that product. Let me now share with you the products I worked on in this project, and there is a total of 86 products. Starting with the primers, I have the Eliana Blur Makeup Primer and the Honey Glow Finisher from Mary Kay. For the Eliana, this is how much product is left in this primer. I've actually worked on this previously 100 times. So this is at least 125 uses. And same with this one, this Mary Kay, and I am around here, more than half. I've used more than half, or there's about a third or 1/4 of the products left. I will mark that. Then I have worked on a sunscreen, which I actually was using as a primer. And this is the Biore UV Aqua Rich Light Up Essence. And then I worked on 5 foundations. There are 4 liquid foundations. So this one I showed earlier, which I didn't hit my goal on. Where the product left here is just a little above the words HD High Definition. So I've used quite a bit actually, if you think about it. If I didn't mark it yet. And then another LA Girl Pro Coverage Foundation, this one. I was hoping I'd get to use this up this year, but it doesn't look like I will be able to achieve that. I'm now here, the 0.5 fluid ounce above that numbers. For this one, I've actually worked on this in 2 Project 100 uses Project Pan, and then for this year, it's 25 uses. So this is, I've used this at least 225 times, definitely. I mean, the one I've recorded, but I think I'm close to 250. And then the Etude House Double Lasting Foundation. This one, I'm now here between the words double lasting. So there's still a lot of product in here. And the last liquid foundation in the project is the Self-Coding Foundation. And the shade here, this is light. This is quite matte. I think this suits more for those with oily complexion. I have a normal to dry skin, so it doesn't really work as much as I thought it would. And the last foundation in the project is this mineral foundation from Sheer Cover. Yeah, I think that's the name. This is a bit dark on me. So I've actually worked on this together, but there were days that I only used this on its own. And that is why I didn't reach 25 uses for this white foundation. Next is the color corrector. I only have one color corrector and I managed to hit 25 uses for this one. This is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. And then I have three concealers, starting with the Sansan Concealer, this one. I have this for a long time now. When I was working on this year, I was using the products around the rim rather than at the center. And then the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, this one, I didn't expect that I'll actually get to use a lot of the products in here. I didn't mark this, but I did work on this previously in Project 100 Uses. So that's 125 uses. Same with this. I also worked on this previously. So that's what is left here. I've been using this more as an eye primer. So these are the three concealers. And then I have three loose powders. Starting with the banana powder I showed you earlier, which I didn't hit my goal on. And then I hit my goal on this one, the Studio Makeup finishing powder. And I enjoyed using this. Among the three products I worked on, this is the one I enjoyed the most. The other loose powder is this Nichido Final Powder and the shade is Pink Glow. I marked this when I started this, but I didn't measure it anymore. I don't think there's much difference actually. So these are the three loose powders. And then I worked on two pressed powders. I showed you one earlier, the Vice Cosmetics, which I was saying, can you see the words? The word Vice. And the other one is from Mary Kay pressed powder. And there's nothing in here because I managed to use that up. It was almost done when I reached 25 uses. So just two pressed powders. And then I have 5 eyebrow products. Let me start with this Nichido. This is an eyebrow liner duo kit. But for both products, I consider them as eyebrow product. Initially, I was considering this as an eyeliner, but eventually I categorized this under eyebrows. So I've used both of them. So these are considered two products. For this one, I continued working on this after the project, when I rolled it out rather, and I managed to hit pan on that one. I'm actually hitting my brush not in the middle as well. So that's the reason why you see pan there. And for this other one, between the two, I prefer this shade, the one on the right. So that's 2. And then I have another eyebrow product, and it is this Into It eyebrow powder. And I have 2 eyebrow pencil. Let me start with the It Cosmetics Eyebrow Power, or Brow Power rather. And I didn't really enjoy this much. It was fine. And the other one, the Shiseido eyebrow pencil, and the shade is something brown. I think it's deep brown. Yeah, deep brown. In the past, when I was working on this, I enjoyed using this, but not this time. I'm not really sure if it's because the shade doesn't really work with the color of my hair. So these are the 5 eyebrow products in the project. Next, let me share with you the bronzers, highlighters, and blushes I have in the project. There's a total of 15 blushes I worked on, 6 bronzers, and 8 highlighters. So let me start with the highlighters. from Desert Oasis palette. There are two of them from this palette I worked on, and it is this shade, Serenity, and this one, Bliss. And then this one, this is an Ofra highlighter. The name is also Bliss. So that's what 25 uses looks like. Then this one, this is an Urban Decay highlighter, and the shade is Sin. When I started this, there was no pan showing, and then I managed to hit pan and expanded that pan. I've actually worked on this already, 100 times in the previous year as part of the Project 100 uses. So this is at least 125 uses. And then we have this Wet n Wild Boozy Brunch highlighter from Becca. This is Prosecco Pop. I've worked on this 100 times also in my Project 100 uses, so this is at least 125 uses. Then this Pure Nude from Essence, this is what 25 uses looks like. No, sorry, not 25, because I didn't hit my goal on this one. If I remember it right, I used this like 14 times, 12 times. And then for the Pure Nude, for the Pure Bronze and Brighten palette, I worked on the highlighter, this one. So I think I've shared with you the 8 highlighters I have worked on in this project. Next would be the bronzers. So from the Pure Bronze and Brighten, I've worked on this one. This bronzer that's quite pigmented. And then there's a bronzer here. It's called Morocco. This is Pink Sugar Sweet Cheeks. This one. Careline Contour Stick. I've worked on this in the past in a Project 100 uses. And there's still a lot of product left in here actually. I'm pretty sure. Whatever you can see, there's still product somewhere down there. So from what it looks like, it would definitely take me more than 100 uses to fully use this up. Perhaps just working on this in a year. I've shown you 3 bronzers, and I have 3 more. From Wet n Wild Contouring Palette Contour, this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow. And this is the bronzer side. This one, I didn't count my usage for that one. So for this one, I've worked on this already in the past 100 times, 150 times I would say. I've already worked on this, and this time I worked on it for 25 times, and that's what 175 uses, more than 175 uses actually, because I hit pan on this after using this 25 times this year. And then I dropped this earlier. So that's the reason why there are pans showing on the highlight side and additional pan on the bronzer side. And the last 2 would be this number 7 bronzer. I've worked on this previously in Project 100 uses. So this is what 125 uses looks like. And for this butter bronzer from Physicians Formula, I only worked on this year. So that's what 25 uses looks like. And what we have here, what we have left are the blushes. There should be 15 blushes here. Yes, there are 15. So let me start with the gel or cream blushes. So I have here Mary Kay and Alouette. For this Mary Kay, this is a pink shade. And this one, this is more like a rose pink. Between the two, I like both. And then I have a liquid blush. This is Juicy Pang blusher. And this is I don't remember the shade. But I thought this is pink, but this is more of a peachy pink. And Initially, I thought I need to use a lot of products for it to show, but apparently this is quite pigmented. And then I have this Milani Baked Blush. The shade is Luminoso, and that's what 25 uses looks like. For this Careline blush, the shade is Starlight Shine, and that's also what 25 uses looks like. Physicians Formula Butter Blush, the shade is Vintage Rouge. This is repressed because it was shattered when I got it. It probably shattered during delivery. And then the Milani Rose Powder Blush, the shade is Romantic Rose. This one has more uses, probably at least 125 uses. I put it in a project, but I didn't count the number of uses, so I would say that's over 200 uses at least. And then the blush from the Tokidoki, this one. This is also okay. I don't mind that one. And then the mineral blush from Bella Pear. Pearlescent Pink from Wet n Wild. This one I also enjoyed using. I actually like pink blush. So this one I enjoyed the most, I would say. Probably I enjoyed the most among the products I'm showing you. This is a Franken blush. And then the blush here in the Pink Sugar palette. This one. The name of that blush is Miss Independent. And then the blush from the Pure Bronze and Brighten. This one, which is actually already very shiny, so I don't really need to use a highlighter when I work on that one. And lastly, the two blushes from here where I didn't hit my goal on the shimmer side. But between the two, I would prefer to use this one over this one. So those are the blushes I have in the project. Next are the eyeliners and the eyeshadows I worked on in this project. I've worked on 5 eyeliners. Starting with this one, this is Lancome eyeliner. Then we have Ever Bilena eyeliner. This is a brown eyeliner. The rest are black eyeliners. The LA Girl eyeliner. This is black, yeah, yep, right. Davies eyeliner, this is a gel eyeliner, I think, because it's quite soft and a bit difficult to work on. I didn't get the technique yet, how to use that without smudging. And then this Mistine Super Black eyeliner. This is a liquid eyeliner. And then the 3 eyeshadows, this one I was using as an eyeliner, this Baxi Black eyeshadow. Then this gold eyeshadow from Baxi also I was using as a highlighter. So I'm just surprised that I've actually managed to use 9 highlighters. If I count this as an highlighter, I wouldn't have thought that I would be able to manage to use that many. But then I have a lot of highlighters. Comparing to bronzers, I have more highlighters. And then the Iris eyeshadow, this one, I was using this shade. I already hit pan on this prior to this project. And this shade I was using as an eyebrow powder. So those are the eyeliners and eyeshadows I have in the project. There are 2 more categories. Let me start with the lip products. There are 26. These are the 26 lip products I have in the project. I missed the goal on 2 products. The 2 products I missed on are this lip liner. So this is Beauty Glaze Taupe Pink lip liner. And I also missed my goal on this bullet lipstick. This is Wet n Wild bullet lipstick. The shade is Breeze. I worked on 1 lip crayon, and this is the Crease Matte lipstick. And then I worked on 8 bullet lipstick. So I've already shared with you 1 that I missed the goal. The 7, we have this color collection. The shade is Vintage. Then several Wet n Wild bullet lipstick. So we have here Think Pink, Cinnamon Spice, Movado here, and Cherry Picking. And then Kiko Milano bullet lipstick. The shade is Glossamer Emotion. And that's what this looks like. I want to use this up. So we have 2, 4, 6, 7, and this one. This is Etude House Dear My Blooming collection. And then I have 8 liquid lipstick, starting with the Girlactic Matte Lip Paint. This is Colourpop, and the shade is Little Stitchwoos. Then we have NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. The shade is London. Then this one, this is Colorgram, and the shade is Silky Lychee. Then the Lucky Beauty liquid lipstick, the shade is One More Chance. And then these 3, Beauty Now and Next. So this is actually a set, and I managed to work on these 3 25 times each. And then I have 3 lip glosses, the Pink Flush Lip Gloss. Then this is Mary Kay, the shade is Tawny, and the BTLA lip gloss, the shade is Deep Rose. And I have 6 lip liners. So including this one, it would make it 6. I miss hitting my goal on this one. The ones I hit goal on, we have Essence. This is Essence, and the shade is Wish Me a Rose. And then this one, this is from LA Girl Lip Liner, and the shade is Natural. Then Lord & Berry, the shade is Nude Lip Liner. Jonte Blue, this one is Brown Sugar. This one I didn't like actually. And then Beauty Glazed Mocha Brown, which I enjoyed using. So these are the 26 lip products in the project. And the last one in the project is my setting spray. Let me leave it there. And this is the setting spray I worked on, the Cover FX, which I didn't hit my goal on. This is the only setting spray left in my inventory. For 2025, I chose a 25 uses goal instead of my usual 100 uses project pan because I wanted to rotate through more products in my inventory. Since I didn't end up doing a separate project use-up project, which I originally planned, I unofficially pushed myself to aim for 100 products instead of 75. While I didn't reach that unofficial goal, I'm still very happy that I exceeded my original target and finished the project with 79 products, reaching 25 uses. And I also managed to use up a few products along the way. And that wraps up my 25 in 2025 project pan. Thank you so much for following along, checking in with me, and supporting this project. I really appreciate every comment, like, and interaction. It truly means a lot. If you enjoyed this project or love project planning content, please give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments which product or category surprised you the most. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll See you in my next video. Bye!